So here we go, we're going to jump into inflating the wing. First step, get it out of the bag. Lay it out. And then we're just going to attach our pump. So if you come in here, you see we got a couple inflation valves. We got one for the middle strut. We're going to screw that nice and snug, nice and tight. Then we're going to inflate through this one. This valve is just mainly for deflating at the end of the session. And this is our main inflation and secondary deflation valve for when we finish our session. So first step is we want to attach our safety leash from our pump. That goes right onto this little attachment right here. Chunk, lock tight. So as the wing inflates, we don't want to lose our wing before we're ready. Pump attachment goes straight onto here. Some brands may use a lot of different pieces. This one's really simple where we just simply pop that on, lock it tight, and that's pretty much it. Pump has two settings. 2 basically means it pumps on the down and up, just like a kite pump. 1 means it just pumps on the down, which is for the very end of pumping for super duper high pressure. So we're gonna start on 2, and 2 hands, 2 feet, and then we're gonna get our warm up for the session. Almost done with our least favorite part of WingFoiling, which is the pump up. Got a couple more pumps. And then how do we know when it's hard enough? Great question. So right in here, we got a little PSI rating. So this wing is rated for 8 PSI. So most wings will have some sort of rating on there. And then we can use our gauge here to kind of give us the gauge. So you see we need a couple more pumps to get it nice and hard. So I'm gonna lay in a couple more. And then here we go. So we got 8, and then basically the gauge is great, but you can see it loses pressure after a while. So if I do a pump, holds pressure for a second, and then it's going to probably drop down. Boop. And then you always want to do a feel test. So give it a squeeze, kind of make sure it feels hard. Think of this like a car tire. If it's soft, it may still work, but you're going to lose a lot of performance, especially with winging, because all your power comes from the rigidity of this wing. So make sure you pump it up to the recommended PSI and give it a squeeze. Make sure it feels hard, and then you should get the maximum performance out of your wing. And then detaching everything, really simple. We're gonna come back to our inflation valve down here. Gonna hold the bottom piece under the top. This is a one-way valve, so it won't actually let any air out, but we just wanna cover that up, stop sand and water getting in there. Detach our safety leash from the pump, and then we're gonna hang on to our wing because the wind is gonna wanna take it out away from us. So make sure you hold on to it. And then once your gear is all set up, you want to park it. So to keep everything secure, you're basically gonna use your safety leash from the wing, wrap it around your board, make sure your board's pointing dead into the wind, and your safety leash just kind of keeps the wing in place so everything doesn't fly away until you're ready to get out for a session. Top tip is to make sure that wing's flipped over. So right now it's kind of sitting on its back. That just keeps it nice and flat and doesn't allow it to flap around, whereas if it's the other way, it kind of flaps and goes crazy. So as you can see here, this is how you don't want to park it. When your wing's sitting on its handles like this, it's just a little bit wobbly and wonky. So if the wind really picks up, there is a chance that your wing takes off or clips onto your foil or something like that. So always have it the opposite way where it's laying on its back, and it should be nice and solid. Next step is to talk about actually flying the wing and handling the wing on the beach.